All right, everybody, it's time to talk about what device gave us which recording. This is following up to our last video and talking about, the recordings themselves. So I'm going to play the device or a little bit of the audio, and then I'm going to show you which device or tell you which device that audio came from. So the very first one, we go to mic sample 1. We'll get that started. Are you ready to get revved up? Valley View Automotive's got all the hottest SUVs you've been searching for. For 2 days only, come in for a test drive and leave with a powerful SUV for just half the price. Yes, you heard it, just half the price. Hurry in. That's right, this was done with an old wire, an old headset wire where actually the audio side of it, the playback side of it, is busted and I can't even use it with the headset anymore, but the mic still works. So the pop filter on it, again, is just a piece of construction foam that's been cut out to accommodate it, and I had to stick it to the bottle so that I had an effective mic stand because I didn't really want to stick it to my mic stand. I don't think I'm going to use it again, but that's some pretty workable audio that came out of that. So that's just the onboard sound cord and basically a telephone a cell phone headset. So you can do some pretty good stuff with a little bit of work in Audacity. Now, I will say that took a lot more work in Audacity than what I typically have to do with this mic. But at the same time, I really don't do that much more. Where I don't normally do a lot of work with normalization and compression, I try and do that mostly just naturally in the way I speak. There was a couple runs of normalization and compression to try and get that volume level up to where it was acceptable. But other than that, it was just the same noise reduction routine that I do with the audio off this mic. So all in all, you can go a long way with something cheap. Now we'll talk about audio 2. Are you ready to get revved up? Valley View Automotive's got all of the hottest SUVs you've been searching for. For 2 days only, So as you've probably guessed, that is absolutely my regular setup. That's my Mackie mixer and my Nueer 700 microphone. So again, my total investment in this particular set of audio is $25 for my microphone and $100 for my mixer, and then $14 for the XLR cable. So you can do a lot with a little if you take your time to look around. If we talk about the third sample now. Are you ready to get revved up? Valley View Automotive's got all of the hottest SUVs you've been searching for. For 2 days only, come in for... So that is absolutely terrible audio, and you won't be at all surprised to find out that that is my 20-year-old dynamic microphone going into my 12-year-old M-Audio thrift store find. Now the combination of the two, it was just simply impossible to make workable audio out of that. So you can go too cheap if you really try. The total investment in that, I think I paid $20 for that microphone in 1993, and I paid $10 at a thrift store. So not a whole lot of investment there. That microphone has been around the block. I believe I owe it money at this point. We talk about sample 4. Are you ready to get revved up? Valley View Automotive's got all of the hottest SUVs you've been searching for. For 2 days only, come in for a test drive and leave with a powerful SUV. So this isn't terrible, but it's also really hollow sounding. And this is actually my Nueer mic with that M-Audio interface. So the interface does make a difference, and it is better to look for a current interface. If you can find an older high-end interface, like again, my Pro FX board was about $500 when it was released in 2012. So that's a better part of $800 or $900 now in an interface. But used, it's quite affordable. Like I said, I found mine for $100. The M-Audio, their current devices run anywhere from about $100 to $200, and their current stuff is actually excellent. But if you're getting into the $100, you're better off to look at something tried and true, something like the Scarlett, the Pro Duo. There's a few others out there that would do an excellent job as well. But don't get tied up on a name. If you can hear what something sounds like, don't be afraid to try it and see how it goes. Most places have phenomenal return policies as long as you don't damage the box. Now, are you ready to get revved up? Valley View Automotive's got all of the hottest SUVs you've been searching for. For 2 days only, come in for a test drive. Now that's some workable audio. Now, what I'm going to tell you is that's my webcam.
That's the microphone that is 2 feet away from me that I did the same treatment on. I actually had to bring it back because it was too loud. But I mean, it's workable. It's a little hollow. I did have to throw a little equalization at it to take some of the hollow out. But again, all done within Audacity. So that's something you can work with to practice, surprisingly enough. So don't count out things you already have to be able to practice your recording, your treatment, being able to control your breaths, all of those things. These are all mics that'll help you do that. You might not be able to be ready to book work on a webcam, but you can definitely get ready to, so that when you buy an interface, you're ready to use it. So you're making that investment at the right time. And the last one, I was actually kind of disappointed in this one, to be completely honest.
Are you ready to get revved up? Valley View Automotive's got all of the hottest SUVs you've been searching for. For 2 days only, come in for a test drive and leave.
So that terrible pumping audio belongs to the most expensive audio interface I have, which is my teleconferencing headset, which is worth more than any other piece of equipment I've dragged out so far. So paying more doesn't necessarily mean it's better. You have to work with what you've got. And, as I've kind of have a bad habit of saying, or good habit, depending on how you look at it in the Facebook group, great equipment isn't going to make you better if you haven't practiced your craft. So before you get tied up in spending a lot of money on a great microphone, a great interface, work on a great delivery. Again, you're listening to me do these, and this is completely untreated audio that I'm putting out in these videos. This is controlled volume coming from me. I don't touch the EQ or the compression that's built into the mixer. I will add it after the fact if I need to. My biggest problem is I breathe really heavy, and there's no piece of equipment that's going to fix that. Unless I maybe, run an oxygen tube down the side of my throat, but I'm not sure that's going to help me either, because then I'll just sound like really funny and have a buzzy in my voice as the hose goes off the back. So with that, thanks for tuning in. And I want to know how many of you got any of those microphones right against the samples. Thanks. Bye.